Alright. We got Metaphysician one more time. For this one, for today's reading. We had them with the Colossus, which was already a pretty cool concept of like a medieval mech, basically. But now we have one that's called Orok's Fall by the same person. Okay, I feel like I have to talk. I think let me just talk to Howard real quick. Let me send him like I feel like you might have checked the wrong 10 wrong SCPs. I feel like are more than 10k words. Because this is I thought it was going to be an easy time, but nope. We got a lot of long ones. Keto. Special containment procedures. The foundation is to infiltrate and control law enforcement agencies in areas where GOY 0432 actively is suspected. Information regarding the anomalous activities of GOY 0432 is to be suppressed. MTF Psi 13 Witch Hunters has been tasked with the search for and elimination of GOY 0432 members. -1. In the event that a member is captured alive, they are to be thoroughly interrogated using any means deemed necessary. Prior to termination, the body is autopsied and disposed of per hazardous waste protocols. Mobile Task Force Psi 9 Abyss Gazers is to provide security to researchers at -3. Individuals attempting to gain access to -3 are to be terminated on site. Patrols are to search for potential access points, which must be security sealed when discovered. Armed Reliquary and Biological Containment Area 6 has been constructed beneath Moscow in order to contain and study -3. Description: SB-2408 designates several anomalies associated with GOY 0432, the Hunter's Black Lodge, an anomalous criminal organization and psychic cult primarily active in the post-Soviet states. -1 are genetically normal humans capable of undergoing gross physical transfiguration. Known changes include mass increase by multiples of 2, sometimes 3. Primarily muscle. Okay, so they can just gain muscles 3 times the amount of muscle, increase bone density, and increase of testosterone production with levels approximately 6 times as great as in baseline adult males, an increase of adrenaline production with levels approximately 4 times as great as in the baseline adult males, enlargement of organs in proportion to increased mass with the exception of the testes and adrenal glands, which increases in size well beyond what would be proportional, and the brain, which does not appear to change in size. The manifestation of various non-human physicalities, example lupin, hyoscine, porcine, mucin, utervine, and octopine features have all been recorded. Okay, so like they even have animal parts. An ability to shift between bipedal and quadrupedal movement, amplified senses, seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, things outside of human sensory limitation. Amplified strength, speed, and imaginative ability. Unlike Proteus Cronenberg syndrome, -1 instances are able to reverse these changes while maintaining cellular stability. It's like Animorph, except it's not just animal stuff. It's like a lot of different aspects of your body that can change. It remains unknown whether or not these transformations can be maintained indefinitely. Complete transmogrification can be achieved within 10 to 30 seconds. SB-2408 was discovered during Operation Falkenrath. Or Falkenrath, but the H would. So Falken is of course falcon in German, but Rat would be like an advice. But Rath, I'm not sure if that's a German word I just never heard of. But let's go on. Operation Falkenrath involved the infiltration of GOY 0432, known as the Hunter's Black Lodge, or simply the Black Lodge. GOY0432 has been linked to extortion, murder, robbery, gambling, prostitution, human trafficking, drug trafficking, weapons trafficking, and underground fighting rings. Well, shit. That's a lot of things that they've been doing. Sorry about that. While these activities are not inherently anomalous, the anomalous capabilities of GOY0432 has had an apparent effect on their practice. These anomalies include the trafficking and distribution of anomalous pharmaceutical agents, primarily in the form of the anabolic androgenic steroid. That here says English RAF. Okay. The intravenous injection of RAF triggers anomalous levels of muscle and bone growth. Continued and/or excessive use will result in Proteus-Kronenberg syndrome and/or death. Analysis suggests that the substance is harvested from the adrenal gland of an unidentified species of animals and has thus been classified as -2A. Trafficking and distribution of lust/carnality, a potent narcotic and increasingly prevalent club drug, having so far been found in North America, Europe, and Southeast Asia. Normally sold in small glass vials, it is administered to the body through insufflation into the sinus cavity. Injection has been found to be universally fatal. Substance triggers various sensory hallucinations, increased heart palpitation. Welcome, hey, welcome out. It's fine, it's fine. Like, I saw that you were doing that, and I was like, I don't think that's the right numbers. But it's good. We're all good. We're at the second last one anyway, so it's not like that much different than usual. Substance triggers various sensory. These effects are non-anomalous. The substance likely created with profit in mind, but the substance itself appears to be derived from the spinal fluid of an unidentified species and has thus been classified as -2B. Don't worry about it. I assume you just were like very like under like a lot of pressure and stress, so you just really quickly did it, and then like, here you go. I gotta go, bye. And trafficking and distribution of biological agents, including pathogens and toxins deemed anomalous by the Foundation. The creation and distribution of Red Death represents an exceptionally high level threat. You don't need to worry, bro. It's all good. The moment I got to like the fourth one, I was like, something tells me. Only classified as SCP. Information regarding the Red Death is presently only available on a need-to-know basis. Victims of GOY0432 have been discovered impaled by large organic spines or completely torn apart. Spines, also as a footnote, the spines appear superficially chitinous and, despite showing strong structural similarities to coral, contain human DNA. Cadavers display injuries suggestive of attacks by several different animals, such as bloody hoof prints, wounds consistent with goring by a horned or tusked animal, and teeth marks indicative of a large lupine organism. The Foundation became aware of GOY0432 in wake of the USSR dissolution, when many anomalies and documents relating to anomalies were transferred to Foundation control by Group Division P. The existence of GOY0432 will be further corroborated by former members of the Group Division P. It appears that they were unable to fully contain or neutralize the threat presented by GOY0432 and its associated anomalies, with one source describing the apparent destruction of the organization on several occasions, only for it to reappear months later, seemingly strengthened. 5,500 words left from where you were. Next article is gotcha. No problem. Document Group Division P Department, Black Lodge. Okay. GSI Black Lodge, Division P Department V approved 12/3. Okay, 19. Oh, it's interesting that they put the month as Roman numerals. 12/3, 1959. Print out number 3. Signed S. Department head VP9 GRU Dr. D number 20th 3rd 1959. Responsible personnel Ivan P. Kruppen. Detail GSI Black Lodge designates a criminal organization which has augmented its illegal and deviant activity through anomalous means. GSI Black Lodge currently operates throughout the USSR but is suspected to be headquartered in Moscow at a location referred to by the criminal class as the Old Altar. Information about this location has been primarily gathered from rights survivor Samuel T. Ankudinov, executed for criminal involvement once survival was deemed no longer necessary. Interview log, Division P, Department V, 7th 3rd 1959. Attached to document 12th 3rd 1959. Attached is the transcript of interview of Samuel T. Ankudinov, a former Black Lodge recruit and survivor of the rights. Interviewer is K. Due to the loss of subject's mandible, he is only able to respond via writing. Subject has little to no knowledge with regards to specific anomalies and appears to have suffered great psychological trauma from his experience. Subject was recovered by workers from the sewage systems of Moscow Arbat district. Where's the altar? I don't know. Below? I could not see. Blindfolded. What did you encounter within? Tell me everything you perceived. Oh, temple, heaven, blackstone, blood, meat, the chanting, the drumming. What were you forced to do? Fight or die. No choice. For Orok, for the glory of the hunt. I was weak, pathetic, worthless. How did you escape? Among the dead, blood-fed grates. Crawled away. Blood and meat and bones. Deeper, all was black, deserved, not strong enough, should have been cold with honor. Agent S of MTF Psi 13 Witch Hunters was officially tasked with the infiltration of GOI 0432 on the 4th 11th 1994 as part of the Operation Falkenrad. MTF Psi 13 is a highly classified joint Foundation/GOC task force created as part of the project Citra Akra. MTF-PI 13 is designed for the infiltration of psychic organization and determination of high-threat members. God. Psychicism, derived from the Greek of flesh, is a religion/philosophy that encompasses a variety of traditions, beliefs, and spiritual practices largely based on teachings attributed to Grand Cosist Ion. Grand Cosist Ion again? It's a founder. It's a deified founder. Adherents practice ritual cannibalism, mortification of the flesh, human sacrifice, corporeal augmentation, flesh crafting, dimensional manipulation, and thaumaturgy. Unlike proto-Sarkicism, neo-Sarkicism displays no qualms with technology and may be found in heavily populated environments. Their daily lives differing little from others of their culture and social status. As part of the project, Citra Akra MTF MTF Psi 13 operators are trained in counter-occult stratagems, COS, the use of corrosive/incendiary armaments, each agent equipped with a CIG Sauer P226 modified for the use of incendiary and corrosive ammunition. Under the alias Dominic Mishkin, Agent S operated in Moscow as a contract killer in order to develop a criminal reputation and ultimately gain the attention of GOI 0432. On the 1st, 20th, 1995, Agent S was contacted by a member of GOI 0432, instructed to visit, which was Red Death. Right? Oh, never mind. This is Red Lantern. But hey, okay. So now I know that the first one is called Red. Okay. Red Lanterns is a popular nightclub/adult entertainment establishment located in the Golyanovo district employs a Black Lodge front. It is suspected of being involved in forced prostitution, human trafficking, and the distribution of illegal, frequently anomalous narcotics. It is believed that local law enforcement has not intervened due to corruption and intimidation by TOY 0432. Agent S was not equipped with a recording device due to the delicate nature of the mission. Instead, information was transferred to the Foundation via dead drop. Agent S will place a message written in security ink within an empty alcoholic container such as a beer bottle and discard it within a specific waste container outside his apartment complex. Agent Myron Antonovich, disguised as a homeless local, would later search through the waste, retrieve the missive, have it photographed, and then proceed to destroy the initial missive. Image data would then be encrypted and delivered to the Foundation electronically. Agent S entered the nightclub at 2100 hours. 21. At 21. 1st, 25th, 1995, equipped with a CIG Sauer P226. He is observed being approached by a bouncer, which Agent S proceeds to follow after a short conversation. An agent inside the nightclub reports seeing S being escorted to an upstairs VIP suite overlooking the main floor. Agent S does not exit the nightclub until 8. So, wow, that's like 11 hours of... Okay. 1st, 29th, 1995, a message would later be delivered to the dead drop site at approximately 21. Okay, so like 24 hours in total have passed with all this. Missive 1st, 29th, 1995. I apologize for the delay. I'll start from the beginning. I was brought upstairs and over to a circular table where 6 men and 1 elderly woman were seated. Otari Zver Ayozawa, leader of GOY 0432, sat at the far end facing an empty chair. He told me to sit, and I obliged. Had a menacing air to him, muscular, never smiled or removed his sunglasses. I suspected the others were higher ups, but they kept silent for the most part. He dove right in, skipped the pleasantries, said it was nice to see someone who didn't mind doing a bit of wet work. Footnote. Wet work is a common euphemism for murder or assassination, alluding to the spilling of blood. The expression wet job has been a part of Russian criminal slang since at least the 19th century. New blood willing to spill blood, I remember him remarking. Isovol said he was aware that I had no brothers. Another footnote. Brotherhood refers to the collective of criminal organization in the former Soviet Union. That it was rare and dangerous to work as solo in Moscow. Informed him that I had received a few offers, but told those cocksucking bitches that they weren't worth my time. Paraphrasing his response, think you're tough? You speak brave words, but maybe you're just another stupid cunt whose luck's about to run out. He was hard to read. His tone and body language was firm but hardly aggressive. Told him those gangs were weak. I responded, why try my luck with the lowest cards in the deck? The elderly woman leaned to Aizawa and whispered in his ear. She was noticeably pale and covered with unusual tattoos, abnormal for a Russian woman her age, made me feel a lot more uneasy than those thugs. He said, your blood's wrong. That, words stuck out to me, how to explain, look it up. But you've got balls. Okay, here we have literally cow, but can also refer to a clumsy individual. The Russian Gulag system, where it believes that GOY 0432 first developed, it referred to someone who brought to a prison break with the intention of cannibalizing them in order to survive the Siberian wilderness. Based on GOY 0432's history and reputation, it is believed that the intended meaning was the latter. I'll give you one chance to prove yourself. There's going to be a little initiation and nice with the cold pussies. Again, paraphrasing. He snapped his fingers and said, for now we drink and be merry. A waitress delivered a bottle of vodka and several glasses. As per tradition, we poured our own shots. As I was raised his glass, I returned the favor and we drank. And in a blink, I found myself tied up and naked on the cold floor. A hood over my head and a proper ball gag in my mouth. Not so weird, Redlands has a kind of BDSM theme going on. I figured pouring my own drink would have avoided this exact sort of situation. Maybe the bottom of the glass had a layer of some kind of tranquilizer. Hard to say. Doesn't matter. It all gets a lot weirder. Eventually, they came for me and they called me off. Was pointed to fight it. This went on for maybe an hour or two. I remember hearing the sound of old pipes and flowing water. The air was chill and damp. There was a scent of rust and stagnant water followed by an earthy aroma. There were voices, and not all were speaking Russian. Zidazin, Vadas Exdask, or something like that. Gibberish to me, but I'm certain it was Sarkic speak. They chained me by the neck to what I would later find to be a pillar or some kind of support beam. They untied the rope from my wrists and ankles, pulled off my hood, and removed the gag. I was in a dimly lit area resembling an amphitheater. I appeared fairly ancient. There were 4 other men in similar circumstances to my own, chained by the neck to the pillar. There was also a large crowd, possibly in the hundreds, observing from higher ground. Some wore red and white robes, others were dressed in plain clothes or business attire. I felt a prick at the base of my neck, and everything after was a blur. I heard chanting. I remember skulls cracked, eyes gouged, and the feel of flesh between my teeth. Then celebration, drugs, food, women, and flashes of violence, not necessarily in that order. The memories are confused, just vague and disjointed images. I apologize for the lack of details. I awoke in my apartment with my skin still caked in blood, received a tattoo, don't remember that at all, and took me by surprise. It resembles a black cyclops skull with horns and tusks, given they accepted me as one of their own. I'll be sure to step out shirtless a few times, have the surveillance op snap a few photographs, see if it means anything. The Foundation would henceforth receive bi-weekly mission reports from Agent S. This poor guy went through a whole mission. And here's the identification of Agent S tattoo. That looks kind of cool though, I gotta say. So we have Missive, 2nd, 4th, 1995. Possible GOY 0432 front. Ulterior 94. Galensik, Krasnodarski Kraj. 353465, Russian Federation. First job was gun running. More damning evidence against Abraxas Arms, which that was a footnote, a company long suspected of having Sarkic ties. Not a lot to report beyond that. I'm not sure if this is still like HNS, but in a lot of ways the Black Lodge is a lot like any other Bratva. The thugs, plain simple, and mostly driven by greed. They're also nastier, which speaks volume. You can get much lower than the Bratva. They discarded any trace of honor they had left in Siberia. The Great Mothers are certainly something you don't see in the world of organized crime. The Great Mothers is presently hypothesized that the Great Mothers are Volutar, a high rank of Sarkic cultists known for serving as advisors to a causes. That call them hags, crones, witches, and the like, though not to their faces. That says criminal enforcers of a Bratva. The Sarkic influences is clear with them. 12 in number. They refer to each other as sisters, priestesses, or some such. All wear the same outfits: a black sarafan, a stained leather apron, and a red and white shawl covering their shoulders and hair. A traditional Russian peasant dress. Always barefooted. A lot of ink work too. They aren't castes, but they still wield a great deal of clout over the Black Lodge. The spiritual and secular leaders among Sarkic organizations, castes, are considered biologically immortal and very informed and anomalous ability. It is theorized that they are able to control their Holocaust SK bioentities via the release of complex pheromones. Missive, 3rd, 10th, 1995. Criminal on the ground as I think this is still like Agent Smith. So, criminal on the ground is literally a literal meaning for the Black Lodge. There's another world beneath Moscow, abandoned Soviet bunkers, a Metro 2, forgotten crypts, but it runs so much deeper than we knew. There's something downright ancient below. Suffice it to say, I think Moscow was built atop a Sarkic temple. There's a dungeon, rusted torture equipment, pre-evolution, maybe a relic of the time of troubles. Regardless, it looks like the Sarkicides are continuing to the tradition. It's not nearly as deep and ancient as that wretched temple. Might be worth researching what buildings used to exist in the general location during the 17th century. Further research suggests that a church, presumably Russian Orthodox, once existed at the site, now occupied by Red Lanterns nightclub. I don't know much about these places yet. Information seems to be on a need-to-know basis, but I think I found a weak link in their chain. One of the Great Mothers, let's call her 5. 5 shows signs of sensibility. She is gentle, friendly, and more importantly, naive. I've been able to glean some fairly significant intelligence from her, but can't say how much truth there is to any of it. According to her, the Black Lodge is something both new and old. Like the other bratva, it began in the gulags of Siberia during... English, the bitch was... Occurring within the Soviet labor camp system between 1945 and around the death of Joseph Stalin in 1953. The Bitch Wars was an internal prison war between the Russian criminal underground of thieves in law and former members who had committed the taboo of collaborating with the government, specifically serving the military during World War II. Officials turned a blind eye, many were killed, raped, and even cannibalism was said to be common. Rape and even cannibalism was said to be common. Okay. The survivors would become the modern Russian mafia or bratva. Avgustus Sava, father of Otari, appears to have been responsible for the Black Lodge resurrection in 51, something he encountered in the Siberian wilderness after leading a successful prison break. And that's when the witches sought him out, guided him, showed him what he had forgotten. I asked what she meant by that, but her mind wandered elsewhere. She seemed happy to have someone listen to her, a chance to feel nostalgic about the old ways. He told me to take this secret and handed me several old and frayed documents, scriptures but not originals, notes she must have transcribed from the primary sources. Fragmented but something I think the researchers would like to see, going to write this all down. 5 also told me about Moscow lost history. Another time it was known by a different name, Orok's Fall, a Sarkic settlement and where the saint of war sacrificed himself. For the blood of gods and tyrants, never cared for this city. Guess there was always something sinister there, here. As she described the ancient city, her terminology was unusually anatomical in nature, referring to different locations as the heart, lungs, and skull of Orok's Fall. Missive, 4th, 18th, 1995. I'm making a special request to have my name as well as that I've done, you know it's soon enough, removed from the final report. If I successfully complete my mission and come out this alive, then I request the immediate replication of amnestics. Special request for redaction accepted. Redacted data has been deemed unnecessary for the understanding GOY 0432 and SB 248 anomalies. Most of my targets have been degenerates and criminals, potential rivals and the like. But this was different. And Otari, that sick fuck, wanted us leave a different kind of message. There are other Sarkic cultists in Moscow, non-Black Lodge. I'm talking oligarchs, government officials. One of them sent word that someone in the Ministry of Internal Affairs, a man named wanted to crack down the Black Lodge and was searching for allies among the few stray players left in the city. Target a family, a wife, a daughter. Don't kill them, make an example. The sort of scars that'll never heal. They're expunged. Yeah, I think that's also the reason why H&S was like, hey, fucking erase my memory. I'm doing some horrible shit. Missive 4th, 22nd, 1985. Spoke with 5 again. Still trying to clear my head of what happened. She's not like the others, and I'm beginning to question just how senile she really is. When she speaks of me in her faith, there's a tone of regret. I asked her more about Sarkicism. Don't worry, I didn't say the S word. Context: 2 Sarkicides refer to their belief system as Nalka from Proto-Uralic Naxli plus Ka, meaning hunger. When she tells me about Ion, I feel like a child again, listening to my babushka talk about Jesus and the old prophets. Whimsical and like her, skipping over the parts of that involve glorified torture and murder. I'm no researcher, historian, or theologian, or whatever, but I think these cults, these Sarkicism, didn't begin this way. but I suppose that goes for most religions. 5 talks about honor, friendship, virtue, and liberation. The gentle reindeer folk of Adium against the evil Deva. Deva again, huh? She's old, but I take it with faith. I take it the faith changed long before her. Maybe she has begun to interpret the text differently. Maybe she's wrong. Seeing good under the layers of madness and atrocity. I can relate. It's always the same. Another failed revolution. Regardless, I suspect the 5 is an aberration. Perhaps that is the reason she's confided in me. They always talk about the Great Mothers, so they can see things. At times I wonder if she knows who I really am. And then my training tells me to eliminate her. I think I'll ignore that training for now. Besides, no point taking out a source like her. Not yet, at least. P.S. The arena. It isn't just for initiation. Blood sport disguised as ritual, or maybe ritual disguised as blood sport. 6 enter, only 1 comes out. A lot of folks willing to pay to see and bet on it. Many wear the skulls of beasts and the clean suits of billionaires. Five's not a fan. It's like listening to people complain about the commercialization of Christmas. I know the Black Lodge has been classified as neo-Sarkic, but the Great Mothers are pretty clearly proto-Sarkic. They're traditional, celebrate the high holidays, and still think in terms of some greater good. The rest only care about how to make themselves stronger, wealthier, etc. Otari has an animal calling to him, but is hardly an intellectual. Nor does he appear to be a casteist, or at least the term hasn't been thrown around at all. Mr. 5th, 1st, 1995. They got me working the dungeon, but they don't literally call it that. As I said before, I'm certain this place was in use well before the revolution. I wonder if the Xars knew how many they more or less sacrificed atop an altar. Maybe they did. It wouldn't surprise. Sarkicism is a disease and has more carriers than we ever imagined. They actually call it the basement's basement. Somehow creepier than dungeon. Torture. Information gathering. Not that it is ever reliable. Examples are made. One last warning not to cross the Black Lodge. Organ harvesting too. You think these Sarkic types would have them growing from trees. Sometimes it is just to satisfy Otari's sadism. There's one cell that's different. Asked a Bovik about it. Said he didn't know and that he didn't need to know, nor neither did I. A heavy door, different from the rusted bars of every other cell, built with a small slit to peer through and another for food. Inside I saw a man, or what was left of him. His face, at least, the eyes and nose were gone. The whole area carved out and now just a gaping hole. It reminded me of a cyclops, like the hole was gazing back at me. Carved like that tattoo, so they may be related. He was sitting on the floor, nude and cross-legged, a muscular body covered in tattoos, scars, and dry blood. Chain-linked hooks held his body in place, so he couldn't move even if he wanted to. I honestly thought he was dead at first, but I could hear his heavy breathing and see the slow expansion and reduction of his chest. I have no idea what to make of him. Last missive, 5th, 6th, 1995. Father let me in a little secret. Otto has a brother by the name of Mikhail. Same father, different mother. And he's a half-dead thing in the cell. Oof. Apparently Otari and Mikhail have somewhat of a rivalry, but that isn't why Mikhail been imprisoned and faced. Father was vehement about that. It seems that Mikhail volunteered for some sort of ritual. Things are getting pretty fucked up here. Not sure if it's the drugs or not. I'll leave a vial with this report. This vial was found to contain the venom of an unidentified organism. Further research is pending. I'm seeing things, the angles in the club and everything below are wrong. The architecture gives me a headache if I stare too long. Yesterday I woke in a bathroom stall with a half-eaten woman. Oh shit. Ew. The horse at the Red Lanterns, they look human in one moment and the next. Well, I know monsters isn't really appropriate in this line of work, but not sure how else to describe them. They stare at me with feral, hungry eyes. Five once called them Usalki. I thought she was just being figurative, but now I'm not sure. What are names from Slavic folklore known for using the beauty to lure men into the water and ultimately to the death? Yeah, and it's in a brothel too, so... they slither off into the back rooms with fresh meat tailing behind. They'll be back an hour later, looking satisfied, but the men that go in don't ever come out. When I catch the pit fights, there are things in the audience that aren't entirely human. There are sounds I can't explain, like a heartbeat, sometimes a roar, something from deep below, where all the blood and corpses go. Agent S was declared MIA on the 5th, 28th, 1995. Oh man, Agent S, you will be missed. You survived for quite some time. Gave us a bunch of information. God damn, that's heavy. That's heavy. On the 6th, 4th, 1995, after much deliberation, raids were conducted against multiple Black Lodge sites, including the Red Lantern nightclub. During the assault, Dash-1 were directly observed undergoing transfiguration, despite the aggression and anomalous augmented combat prowess. The Dash-1 threat was thoroughly neutralized through the use of an incendiary armament, with the Foundation unexpectedly suffering only minor casualties. As operations continued, it grew readily apparent that the Black Lodge has provided minimal manpower, a mere fraction of its total population in the region. The mission would result in the discovery of Dash-3. Dash-3 is a megalithic temple complex located within a large cavern deep beneath the city of Moscow. Approximately 3,000 years old, it is the oldest standing structure in Russia and is the type site of the Sake culture group. Dash-3's composition comes in two forms, inorganic and organic. Its inorganic portion encompasses the exterior and is constructed from stacked megaliths of gabbro, commonly known as black granite. Its anomalous organic portion fills the interior and is composed of bone, muscle, and viscera. Found among the grounds of the complex was a gladiatorial arena and a large altar from the cavern. Actually, can I see something real quick? Oh, that sucks. This used to be hidden. It's not hidden anymore. I don't like that. Found among the grounds of the complex was a gladiatorial arena and a large altar. From the cavern ceiling dangled the remains of 12 elderly women, apparently disemboweled and hanged via their own intestines. Iron grates on the floor are similar to those found in meat-processing plants and are likely designed to capture blood and general viscera. Access restricted to level 4 or authorized Citra Accra personnel. Okay, good. If this was not like Dash-4 is a humanoid organism located directly beneath Dash-3, horizontally positioned with its arms and legs outwardly extended. Entity is apparently disabled / immobile and likely brain dead. Genetically human, albeit one with many normal and dormant genes being expressed, Dash-4 displays many features that do not naturally occur among humans, save for certain genetic and almost universally fatal deformities. These include a single eye. Well, there we go. The moment I knew it's going to be a single eye. This is Orok. A single eye located at the center of its face, flat nasal slit rather than a protruding nose, tusk, horns, and various other corneous protrusions, 3 rows of sharpened teeth, and large relative to its size and heavily muscled jaw. Partial exoskeleton in coincidence with an endoskeleton, both skeletons being enormously strong with tensile strength comparable to carbine. Dash-4's most notable anomaly is its size. Now I'm curious about something else. Hold on. So if I were to do this and then check it out, does it still? Yeah. Yes, it does. Okay. Don't like that. I really don't like that. Okay, sorry. Most of the sense of estimated standing right. Okay, Dash-4's most notable anomaly in its size, with an estimated standing in height of 300 meters and a weight of 70,000 to 72,000 tons. For a large number, should be physically possible for a terrestrial animal. Based upon the unusual length of its arms relative to the rest of its body, Dash-4 likely moved with a gait not dissimilar from that of a gorilla. Further DNA analysis resulted in the discovery of certain inconsistencies, which has resulted in the hypothesis that -4 achieved part of its anomalous biomass, though the absorption of potential more than 100,000 human and non-human organisms. I mean, that makes sense with all the fights in the arena and like all the cannibalism that happened. -4 can only be directly accessed via 3 distinct shafts, 2 of which are equipped with mechanical lifts and analogous to those used in mining operations. Each shaft connects to a specific region of the body. Can only be directly accessed via this. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Each shaft connects to a specific region of the body, the skull, the stomach, and the groin. It is feared that the creation of further shafts would result in structural instability, potentially endangering a large area of Moscow. The passage to the stomach, which lacks a mechanical lift, appears to directly connect to the arena, ultimately providing -4 with sustenance. The bronze tips of over 3,000 arrows, harpoons, and spears belonging to a wide range of Eurasian cultures have been extracted from its muscle tissue. An exact cause for -4's current disabled state remains unknown, and some portions of the body appear to be undergoing slow decay while other parts appear to be regenerating. -4's body is believed to be the source of -2A and 2B. Evidence indicates that prior to its discovery by Foundation operatives, certain -2 producing organs and glands were surgically removed, such as the adrenal gland, pineal gland, testes, and hypothalamus, and likely smuggled out of Moscow and by members of TOY 0432. The secure containment of these anomalous organic objects is of utmost priority. At present, TOY 0432 has expanded its influence, while -2B addiction has reached epidemic proportions, with long-time addicts developing unusual physical traits, example leathery skin, black sclera, and yellow irises, skeletal protrusions, and various other mutations. Unable to contain all those addicted to -2B, Overwatch has ordered to capture and humane termination of afflicted individuals at designated kill sites. Remains are to be disposed of per hazardous waste protocols unless authorized for research. This order will remain in effect until -2B is properly contained and or eliminated. Act 1. And then we have, what is this? In memoriam ad item. So yeah. So here we have Act 1. This looks pretty cool though. I like this. Prologue. Cool. Cool. Oof. That one took a little bit of time, I gotta say. But it was a cool story though. I like that. Here we go. A whole organization, a criminal religious organization worshipping some giant cyclops and doing death battles in an arena. Let's not skim over the cannibalism part as well. A lot of crazy shit happening in the Black Lodge. I wonder if John Wick could handle them. Sorry about that. Oh, okay. We are almost done. Last one to go.